Hello, everyone. I'm Amy, your tour guide for tonight's episode of Murderous, Mysterious, and Macabre. Tonight, I'll be telling my co hosts, Amber and Joe, about the murder of Christine Banfield, aka the Catfish Killing.
Ooh,
Ooh, I
okay.
always think of the good, catchy little taglines, right? But I didn't think of
Yeah.
this one. It's known as this.
Fair enough, fair enough. I still like it. I'm still vibing.
Reminder, you can find content warnings for this episode in the description below. And just a couple notes of where you can find more about this particular murder if you're interested. There are some related articles in People magazine, the
Ooh.
Associated Press,
Okay.
and then among local little news blurbs, it's also been featured on Dateline NBC and Court TV. So,
Oh, wow. This
yeah,
is a big one. This is
it's a
like, yeah.
I'm
yeah, it's a
wondering how I haven't heard
popular.
of this.
Yeah.
It's a popular, and it's pretty recent. I'm not gonna lie, you guys. Probably right
Okay.
before you got yourselves into Virginia.
Oh,
So
oh,
that
okay.
is
When you were
well,
like pretty recent, I was like, oh, like 2000? Like,
like
oh,
pretty darn recent, as in
like,
updates made since you've moved to Virginia. So this one's a
well,
timely topic.
wow. Yeah. So, like, by the time we're like, are they still updating it? Like, by the time we're done with the season, we do our happy hour. Could there be like a new update that we're talking about, or is it
There
like kind of settled?
definitely could. There
Oh boy.
definitely could.
Okay. All
So
right. All right.
yeah,
You have
yeah.
piqued my curiosity.
Yes, tell us more.
All right. So Christine Banfield, lovely, lovely woman. She was born actually Christina Ann Benson in September of 1985. And she originally hails from New York. She was born in New York, grew up in Long Island. So she's a Long Island girl. She attended Quinnipiac University 2003 to 2007. So, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, she didn't graduate that long ago. She's pretty young, and she got her degree in nursing. She's a nurse, so we love those people in the healthcare field. Gotta show our
Mhm.
love, especially for her. Her chosen path was a pediatric ICU nurse.
Aw.
Oh,
So really, loved children, wanted to help people. She was even though she was pediatric ICU, she was a frontline worker during COVID pandemic.
Wow.
So she,
props.
yeah, she really put herself out there. She didn't hide behind anything or, worry about bringing anything home. She was a frontline worker and she was there day in and day out. Um, during COVID. So, put her life on the line daily for her fellow people to get them through that time. And she's actually been described by an angel as some of her patients. She
Aw.
Oh,
a little anecdote I came across. There was a gentleman who actually was so ill he fell into a coma while he had COVID. And when he woke up, she was sitting at his bedside and helped him clean up, quickly helped him shave, and set up a Zoom call so he could reach out to his family right away and let them know that he had woken up and he was okay.
Oh my
that's so
God,
Um,
that's so
sweet.
sweet.
yeah, so she was, by all accounts, just an amazing person. You guys can go to picture number 1 if you want to see this lovely person,
Oh my
Oh my
God, she's
God,
Christine.
a little
gorgeous.
angel.
Yeah, she's not only like the sweetest thing, but just beautiful, just strikingly beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
I don't even think she's wearing makeup in that picture. Like,
yeah,
damn,
just
girl.
naturally strikingly beautiful. Like one of those
Yeah.
women that you want to be like, God, I hate you, but apparently you can't because she's just amazing
No, but you're
inside and out.
perfect. So now I
Yep.
just want to be you or
Yeah,
protect you at all costs. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So, yeah, she just met a gentleman by the name of Brendan Banfield. I honestly couldn't, this is recent enough that I couldn't find extensive histories of her timeline,
Mhm.
just to be a parent. I'm not sure if it was while she was in college that she met him, when she got out of school. Not sure the exact timeline. But I do know she met Brendan Banfield, who got his accounting degree at St. Joseph's University on Long Island. So I'm assuming they lived close to each other, bumped into each other, met on a dating app. Who knows? But
Yeah.
they were in the same area at the same time that she was kind of going to college. And they did end up marrying in 2010. So few years after college, while she was already actively a nurse, they ended up getting married. And they were married for quite a while before they had a child, daughter named Valerie, in
Oh,
2019.
Oh, that's
So,
cute. You don't see the
yeah,
name Valerie
oh,
anymore,
wow.
but I
I
like
No,
that
I
name.
know.
know.
Really cute kind of old school name. I love that too.
Mhm.
Um but also during this time, before they ended up in Virginia, they're like, apparently her husband was very much about bettering the world as much as she was, because they started a children's math tutoring center in New
Oh my
York while they
gosh.
were there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So they're in, I'm going to butcher this name. It's Mauritius, New York, something like that. Just a really small area that didn't have a lot of resources, and they wanted to give back to the community. So they started, with their own money, a children's math tutoring center.
Jeez,
So,
Wow.
literal angels.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, just give back to the community.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't even have children with, these issues, but they were passionate about, and she's was always passionate about children. So this is how,
Yeah.
beyond the work she already did, she wanted to give back.
That's amazing.
I know. I feel like such a horrible person next to her.
I
I know. I
was
know.
about to say next to
I
her,
mean,
I've
I
done nothing
am,
with
but
my life.
I
but I don't need
know.
to have my nose rubbed in.
Yeah. No, I that's really cool though. It's I mean, especially anyone who like is that passionate about helping children, like instantly gets my like respect and approval, because it's hard. Like I am definitely
Mm-hmm.
that's definitely something I'm very passionate about, but it's really, really hard. As somebody who's like a former teacher, it can be, very
It,
challenging to try and I mean, look at the stuff that's happening with like Miss Rachel right now online,
yeah,
right? Somebody who is genuinely good and genuinely wants to better children and teach them and make the world a better place for children. And like how much backlash you get from like
yeah,
believing that all children deserve care and attention,
yeah, yeah,
So it's like
100%.
she's fantastic. All that to say, like she's fantastic to me because it's such a good cause, and it's one that like just gets stepped on all the time
It
for
does.
like
Yeah.
which is ridiculous. Like it seems like if somebody had told little Amber that in the year 2025, like saying I believe children deserve to have good lives would be a controversial thing, like I would anyway. Anyway,
People would have
back to
thought
you.
you were crazy.
Everybody would have
Yeah.
thought I was crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like because it's objectively insane. It's objectively
Yeah.
insane that that's a stance we're on. But I'm glad she came back. I'm glad she found a way. I'll leave it there.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. Like, props for her. Like,
Hmm.
we all, talk about how tired and exhausted we are just from working, just from our daily lives. And it's like, I feel like she's doing something, and she and her husband were doing something that you kind of talk about, as if
Hmm.
you're a good person, you kind of, oh, I wish I could do
Yeah.
something, like a no-kill animal shelter, like help children, do something to give back to my community. But
Hmm.
it's always just kind of something you talk about, because who has
Hmm.
that kind of energy to, volunteering is one thing, but
Yeah.
being the
Starting it.
sole framework of something like this existing, that's a lot. That's a lot of time and energy and care and effort to give to your community.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, absolutely. Props for her, man. So that brings us to later in 2019, where the Banfields moved to Virginia. They moved to Herndon, Virginia in 2019,
Herndon.
because the husband, Brendan, became, and I don't know, what did I say? His degree was in accounting. He became an IRS criminal division special agent.
Oh,
So
Oh, wow.
apparently he was
Okay.
really good at his job.
So we're probably talking like Washington D.C.,
oh
Virginia,
yeah.
like
I just
right
Yeah.
Googled
up
it. It's
there.
just outside of Washington.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
wow. All right.
Yeah. So we're talking like he commuted into Washington, D.C., but they lived in this big, beautiful house that's a suburb in Virginia.
Mhm.
Just kind of like, coming from New York, I imagine their dream house, this big,
Yeah,
beautiful
yeah.
brick house with the shutters that just like everybody
Mhm.
dreams of living in. They could finally afford it. They moved out of New York. Her husband got this amazing job. She continued being a nurse, so they made very good money, and just kind of up and started a whole new life in Virginia. They had already had their daughter around this time, so she obviously was still an infant. She was born in that same year. So they figured it was a good time too. Like, she wasn't in
Mhm.
school, they weren't really uprooting her in any way, so they
Mhm.
just made this big change and started a whole new life for the entire family in
Yeah, that's a good time to
2019.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it must sound pretty hit close to home.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uproot and just move to Virginia. Let's do
Up
it.
yeah, 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 before you're too locked down with anything for your kid, like, all
Yep.
right, all right.
Got to pull
But
the
I'm not a good
trigger.
person, so I can't be targeted, so
Yeah.
apparently only really good people suffer
Yeah.
from
I
anything.
thought about that. Like, what's
A
the joke?
problem.
How everyone's like, oh, her smile lit up a room. And she
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
well, I don't do any of that. So I am so
It
safe.
must be
Yeah,
safe.
Like,
Yeah, my
seriously.
smile has never lit up a room.
nobody's going to
Um,
say she was such a great person. Everybody
no,
wanted to be her friend.
no,
Nope, she was a bitch. Nobody liked me.
yeah.
She hated everybody. Yeah, that's,
She
I,
holed
I
up in
think
her
that's,
house and never went anywhere.
we thought she might have been a troll. We don't know. Yeah, that's totally
Sure.
me.
No, and that's like I don't know, maybe that was an insensitive joke. I was relating too hard, and then I was mostly trying to be self-deprecating of like I'm not comparing myself to her. Like, I know I'm not that good of a person,
Yeah,
so I'll throw that out there. Like, yeah.
for sure. You guys can move on to picture number 2 now. This is the family in
Oh,
Virginia. You can see what a
Oh.
darling little family they are.
her bib
Mom,
says more
dad, and
cake.
baby girl. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. This is the family. This is Brendan, Christine, and what did I say the daughter's name was? Because I loved it and
Valerie.
I forgot. Valerie. I forgot it already. Um, this is them in Virginia. When they moved to Virginia, as if, life wasn't crazy enough for them, they both ended up with their new jobs, their promotions, all of that, working
Mhm.
incredibly long hours.
Mhm.
They worked a lot, but they loved their jobs. They didn't want to stay home to
Mhm.
be, not that they didn't want to stay home to be with the baby, but they didn't want to give up their careers and their passions and what they love to do, to either one of them, to be a full-time stay-at-home parent. So they decided to hire an au pair in 2021.
Okay.
All right.
So I think they kind of, made it work for a couple years and then decided to just hire an au pair, have someone live there. I doubt anybody in this day and age doesn't know what that is, but an au pair is essentially a live-in nanny. Um, Lots of people hire nannies. This particular flavor of nanny lives in your house, typically from other countries. They typically work on like a work exchange and come from other countries, and they use it as a way to learn English really well or study abroad as they're also being a nanny. So it's kind of like an arrangement, and they have agencies that match people up with
Mhm.
their optimal match as an au pair. So this couple found an au pair named Juliana Perez Magalhaes, and she's from Brazil.
Okay.
Lovely young girl, 21 years old, very sweet by all accounts. It ended up being a really great match because she also was pursuing a nursing degree.
Oh, that's
So,
handy.
yeah, she kind of looked at Christine as like a mentor, and
Mm-hmm.
aside from watching their child and becoming part of their family, Christine was this great mentor for her because she was also passionate about that field, and she wanted to be a nurse as well, and maybe not go into the same field that Christine went into, but she really wanted to pursue her nursing degree as well. So agency matched them up. By all accounts, they were super happy. Christine had asked some local people she knew in the area of some good known Brazilian restaurants and places so that this new nanny could feel at home. She could have
Oh,
recommendations already for her when she
because
got
of course
there.
she would.
Like, just
So
of course,
nice.
trying to make her as
Mm-hmm.
comfortable and happy and part of the family as possible right off the bat. So, yeah, just again, an amazing person. Like, I'd be like, yay, help is here. It's all for me. She, of course, was always thinking about the other person.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's the kind of person you want to have with this au pair system. Because there's
yeah,
definitely a lot of stories of it being
abused.
abused.
Yeah,
Totally abused. Yeah.
right? Right. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, it sounds like from all accounts, from all sides, blessed. This was just a really good pairing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, to Joe's point, if you're gonna go to a completely different country and live in somebody's
Mm-hmm.
house, imagine how easily that could not be a good situation.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But Juliana was welcome with open arms. On to, why we know Christine's name. On February 24th, 2023,
No.
Juliana placed a 911 call from her cell phone at 7:49 a.m. So we're talking first thing in the morning. Like,
Yeah.
Jeez.
no punches pulled here. Um, Oddly, she did not place a report. It was kind of like just silence, and then the call got disconnected.
That's
That's
fishy.
sketchy.
The Yeah, yeah, like, so right away, call in the morning, no even stammering, no stumbling, just like quiet and disconnection. Except the 911 operator has gone on record saying they thought they heard something that sounded like moaning. Not
Mm.
Mm.
on the phone, but in the background.
In the background. Yeah.
Ooh. It's not
Yeah.
sounding good.
Yeah,
No.
not great. Not great. Um Moments later, there was another call to 911. Again, hung up, no it no interacting with the 911 operator at all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we've got two hangups now, pretty rapidly occurring
Yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
a row.
I wonder if somebody was like somebody in the house, like they couldn't talk, but they were just trying to like,
Yeah.
because I've heard of that, right? Like if you call 911 and you're like on long enough, they have to investigate like where it came from. They have to send someone out, even if you can't talk. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's like bullshit,
Yeah,
like
right,
something
Oh,
cuz
I've heard, but like,
I
they
mean,
say you're supposed to call it even if you can't talk cuz you're in a
mhm.
situation, and yeah, if you just
mm-hmm,
leave it like open, maybe they can,
They'll
yeah,
have
figure
to
it out.
do something, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. 100%. That is exactly what I thought.
yeah, but oh, that's just I don't like that.
No.
Yeah.
No. So, 13 minutes later, at exactly
Mm-hmm.
8:02 a.m., Juliana called back to 911 and finally spoke to dispatch.
Oh God.
Jeez. Like she had to
Um,
work herself up to it.
yeah. So she's described as just being hysterical. Like, the 911 operator could not basically get coherent story from her.
Mm-hmm.
So she called, she finally spoke to them, just hysterical. They couldn't understand her. They could, like, they couldn't begin to help because they could not understand her. Right after that, or during the same call, the husband, Brendan, took the phone from Juliana and informed the dispatcher that he had just shot a man in his home.
Okay.
Wow.
It's starting to make a little more sense of she was
Yeah.
maybe in shock the first 2 times trying to do the right thing and just couldn't bring herself to say anything and hung up. Like,
Yeah.
oof.
Or scared. Like, who knows, like,
Yeah,
how
that too.
soon before that last call the man
Yeah.
had been shot,
Like
right?
what she
Like,
She
walked
could have been
into, or
trying to call and get attention because he was still roaming the house or
or
something.
she
Yeah.
didn't know. She heard a gunshot and she's just like hiding somewhere. Yeah. Oh, God, that's terrifying.
yeah.
Whew.
So yeah, Brendan had let 911 operator know that he had shot a man, and his words on the call were he found him in the house stabbing his wife.
Oh,
Oh
no.
my
Yeah.
God.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So
Fuck.
before even dispatching emergency anything, they're told that Christina's been stabbed and a man has been shot.
Yeah.
Jeez.
By 8:02 a.m. in the morning.
Oh, my God.
What time did the first call come in?
7:49. So there was
Okay,
a
so it's
13-minute gap between the initial
Jesus.
calls and actually somebody speaking to 911.
Mm-hmm.
I think that much more solidifies she was in the house as it was happening and trying to get help, but afraid to speak.
Yeah.
And then
Or
the
at least that's,
husband came
yeah.
in. This is what I'm deducing, of course.
Yep.
I could be completely wrong.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, I love it. It's like you got to have the theories, right? You got to,
Yes,
yeah.
this is about the time Joe and I like walk into like our a little game we like to call "Are We Way Off Base?"
Yeah.
Which we just decide we know exactly how this is all going to play out and what happened, and then by the end of it we see, oh shit, I was really wrong. Yeah, I read that very
Or
Yeah.
wrong.
I
That's
knew that
usually
from
how
the
it goes.
start. I knew it.
Yes, I am the smartest person alive.
I should be a
can go one of two
detective.
ways.
Hercule Poirot, who? No, I think you're like that makes sense too, right? Like she's there at the time, and husband like it walks back in or wakes up or whatever, um, and just I guess has a gun, like or gets a gun.
Gosh,
Maybe
yeah.
gets a gun first,
I
and
mean,
then wakes
he
up, gets a gun.
worked
He
in
is
the
a
government
he
as
is
part
a
of law
special
enforcement.
agent.
Yeah.
Now
Oh,
it's
even the
with the
IRS is
He's
allowed to
got
carry.
guns.
Like
absolutely.
a special agent, like when you say he's a special agent, sounds very badass. But then when you
Yeah.
add like for the IRS, like it, I would assume they come
Yeah.
equipped more with like
I would
calculators.
assume that
and-
IRS agents need them the most because who are people
Yeah.
usually
you're
mad
right.
at?
You're
Yeah,
right.
so
You're right.
he is a special agent. He does carry a service weapon.
Okay. Okay.
Think about they busted Al Capone finally on tax
Mhm.
evasion. Like
Oh
some
yeah. Yeah.
sometimes you use the laws that you have to go after some very bad people.
Yeah.
So they have to
Okay.
always be prepared. He's a special agent. He had his service weapon.
Fair. Fair.
Makes sense. All of that makes sense that he shot an intruder.
Yep.
Absolutely.
It does make me think that he either was not home or was asleep as it was ongoing.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm just wondering what this other dude was fucking doing there because this is called the catfish
what the-
killing.
What the f? Like
Who did he catfish? What the
at
fuck
8
is
a.m.?
happening?
Like you what? What?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
understand.
So, I mean, you are just so good at the segue without even meaning to be, Joe, because
I have questions. They need answers.
because you will get at least some of them in our very next section.
Oh, good.
Only
Yeah,
some.
I don't know that you're going to like them all, but you will
boo.
get them. So, police arrived, I mean, very quickly after hearing that. It's not like they took a while. They arrived very quickly to the scene, to what they called an appalling scene.
Oh
like
God.
went on record as calling an appalling scene. So, from seasoned police, that's not a good sign at
Nope.
all.
Yeah. No.
So Christine was found naked except for her socks. She's
Oh,
wearing nothing but socks.
Oh God.
this is even weirder.
Oh,
Yes,
What
poor
the
the whole
woman.
fuck?
thing is very weird. Like it's very weird. I'm just going to say that. Like just following it is it's like an onion. Like every layer you peel back just
Makes you
makes
want to cry more.
yeah,
Like
makes you
is
cry
that?
more. Like it's not right on so many levels. I'm just
Oh,
This
that's
going
poor
to say
woman
that.
in her
horrible.
own home in nothing but her socks. That has
Yeah,
got to be
because
terrifying.
I mean, first of all, it's the morning. There are absolutely people who sleep with no clothing on, right? Or are getting ready to go in the shower, whatever the case may be,
Mhm.
right? But I'm just going to say in no world is that, but I have to wear socks
Yep.
congruent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
doesn't
I
sound
mean,
right.
No.
we have experienced some winter since we first moved here in like February. It was fucking cold. Okay, I was wearing like 3 pairs of socks at a time anywhere around the house because I was
Yeah, but
living in
naked
Amber's
at
Rose
the
was
same
also
basement. It
time?
was that
naked.
cold.
Yeah.
Naked at the same time, no.
Right?
Yeah.
Like if you're wearing socks, it usually means something's going with along with it, some clothing.
Yes. Yes.
Or
At
if
least
you're
a
naked,
towel
it
over
means
me
you
or
get out
something
of
like
bed
that.
and you
Yeah.
throw slippers on. Not
Yeah.
necessarily,
Mhm.
you know what I'm it just seems odd to me. That's like to
Mhm.
me that's a very weird combination. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
That's a red flag for some
Yeah.
bad business.
Yeah. So naked except for her socks, bleeding from fatal stab wounds to her neck.
The
Oh, her
neck.
So
neck.
Oh.
yeah,
Oh.
straight to the neck.
Like
Oh.
I granted being
You
stabbed
gotta
anywhere sounds
aim
like
for that,
not a
man.
good
yeah.
day,
Yeah.
but like, oh, that's
And it does
horrible.
say stab wounds, like multiple. We're
Multiple.
Yeah.
talking multiple. So
Oh, this poor woman.
yeah, not fun. She was rushed to the local hospital, but died that same day. Like she did not last very long
You've
after.
got multiple stab wounds to the neck, man. I
Yeah,
No.
don't know how
multiple.
anyone would survive that.
No.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
No, like I
we're
mean so close. There's so many arteries up there. Like
yeah,
it's amazing you're not already like dead on sight, you know.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
You can't repair that. Like how you can't like no amount of bandaging is going to repair the fact that you were like rapidly bleeding out.
No,
Nope.
no. And in
Ugh.
my mind, like multiple, like you're making sure you got something major. Like you're not
Yeah.
just one,
Yeah.
cut
Yeah.
and if you
And
don't know
the
anatomy, they
neck.
might actually live through it. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like you're
Mhm.
making you don't know anatomy, but you're making sure that you're getting
Yeah.
something.
You know enough of there's this one tight little area of the body that there's a lot of major shit. And if you
Very
hit
Yeah.
things
soft.
just right
And it's very soft.
and it's
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
soft,
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
and that again, too, it's a smaller area of the body. To go specifically for the neck, you need to be aiming, and that's not like a rage thing. That's you planned that shit kind
I
of
mean,
thing.
aiming or it to go with naked and no socks on top of someone.
Yeah, I was going to
That's
Which
say the
fair
control
is
too.
that
Yeah, it
that would
could be.
take
like
is
and that's like it's so gross. But
Ugh.
like,
yeah.
oh, this
Yeah.
poor woman.
Yeah.
Heebie-jeebies.
So it definitely gets worse.
Is there a shot man in the living room?
Not in the living room, no. So she was found in her bedroom,
Okay.
naked, with her socks,
Okay.
fatal stab wounds. Nearby, in her room, lay Joe Ryan. His name is Joe Ryan, Joseph Ryan, 39 years old. Nearby with a gunshot wound to the head and the chest. So two
Ooh.
gunshot wounds.
Yeah.
Okay. So the being naked makes a little bit more sense now that she's in her bedroom. She could have been sleeping. Him being there is still very sketchy, and her husband not being there is a little weird because I would think, even as a special agent of the IRS, he's not typically going to have a lot of like night shifts that end at 8 a.m., you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a little weird, but anyways, as I spitball
I
thoughts.
will say, yes. So a little bit of information that I did not give you, but I found out, and I think I addressed it in a little more detail later on. The husband, they live in Virginia. He works in DC, so he had left
Mhm.
for work already that day.
Oh,
He
he came
has to
Okay.
back.
leave early because he commutes,
Okay. And
and
why did he come back?
we will get to that.
Right.
I've got too many questions. All right,
You've
then
got
let's
you've
rewind.
got great questions, but keep thinking of them. But I will
Yeah.
not let you off the hook that
Fine,
soon.
fine.
Damn it.
All right, can we at least know who the fuck Joe Ryan is and why he's like hovering weirdly over her naked body?
We can, but I'm going to give you a little clue in the next sentence. Julia and Brendan, obviously, because they were the ones who were on the 911 call. This is the nanny and the husband. Were at the scene when the
Mhm.
police arrived there, as well as a bloody knife, obviously, what was used on Christine, 2 handguns, not one, but 2, and a bag filled with fetish sex accessories.
Ooh. Okay, so
Oh.
Catfish Killer goes back to dating sites in my brain. And
Mhm.
was he there originally to stalk the au pair and went for Christine instead?
Yeah.
I,
Yeah,
or
therefore
was
somebody.
Julie using Christine's photos?
Oh shit.
I don't know why she
Oh,
would,
yeah.
but it's another thought that came
Yeah.
out of my brain. I don't know why you would do that to someone who's so sweet to let you into their home and finds you like a bunch of Brazilian shops and food and whatnot nearby to make you
Mhm.
feel more
Mhm.
comfortable. But anyway, continue, Amy. We need to know
Continue. Yeah, yeah.
what is happening.
Yeah, it's crazy. And as disturbing as that is, I'm going to tell you what I find the most disturbing aspect of this is Valerie, who was 4 years old at this time, was found in the basement, alone, unharmed.
So that tells me girl heard something and was scared and ran
Or au pair put her down in the basement,
for safety. Yeah, could also be that. Yes.
but then yeah, because in safety, does that imply like she knew what was going on, or does
Mm.
safety imply that like she ran with the child to get away from whatever was going on and just kind of left Julie to fend for herself?
Ooh, and if
Or
they
not
were in
Julie,
the
Christine. Yeah,
basement, what if the first 2 calls cut off because she couldn't get good signal?
yeah, yeah. No, at
Thoughts in my
least
brain. I'm
so a
probably
plus side of
100% wrong.
I know, same, same, and it's like dangerous speculating on these things because it's like yes, it's a real thing, and these things happen, but like it's just like your mind goes a mile a minute, and it's like I guess the one benefit, a poor girl in the basement,
God.
like probably so scared out of her ever loving mind, but like at the very least did not walk in on
Yeah,
Yeah.
on
mom
that.
like this
Yeah.
because
Oof.
no, I don't think any amount of therapy could undo that.
Yeah.
Like
Nope.
Yeah.
my daughter is almost 4, right? And I'm not going to give too many details because like nobody needs to be knowing too much about my child. But like I will say 4-year-olds is not like as clueless as you might think it is if you don't have children. Like they
Oh,
are
Yeah.
yeah.
pretty
They're
with
smart.
it. Long-term memory is in, like they've got language, like
They're
yeah.
smart
So
and they're sneaky at that age.
Yeah.
it's all I know is just like it is as horrible as the situation is, and as much as I like want so much justice for her. I am very grateful that her daughter did not have to firsthand experience any of this,
Yeah.
like in a
Yeah.
graphic sense. So,
I
Gosh.
mean, and like I said, this house is large, and the fact that it
hmm
says she was found in the basement, it's a 2-story.
hmm
So you're talking the 3rd story. I'm gonna guess that the bedroom's on the top floor. Most 2-story
usually,
houses,
yeah.
the
Yeah.
bedrooms on the top floor. Um, there were 2 gunshots though, so I find it hard to believe she didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
She was probably terrified. That's why I
Oh,
find
for
it the
sure.
most disturbing part of this is
Yeah.
that little girl was probably freaking terrified.
I mean,
yeah.
absolutely.
And I hate that.
Absolutely.
I hate the
That's
thought of
miserable.
even the
Yeah.
thought of that. It's very disturbing to me. So
Glad she didn't have to see her mother that way, but also
Exactly.
not happy that she had to go through any of this at all.
Not happy that
Yeah.
any of them had to go through any of this. 'Cause
Right?
This is
True,
not
yes.
like not that like
Right?
some people deserve any of it. Like not what I'm saying, but these people especially seem to not deserve bad things. So it's like extra
Yeah.
hard when
Yeah.
you hear that
They seem like very good
that
people.
still happens. Yeah.
Again, who
Yeah,
knows?
yeah.
Amy could rip the fucking
the
rose-colored
wool
glasses
By
off
the
of our
way,
eyes.
they're all evil. Like, but no.
We'll
Oh my
see.
gosh.
Ugh.
That's what I do. I just like to mess with you guys. No.
I know. You like to just give us a runaround and then sit back and go, aha, yes, theorize.
Oh my gosh. All right, so I'm finally going to tell you a little bit about Joseph Ryan.
Yeah.
So you can look at picture number 3 now if you'd like. This is Joseph Ryan.
Oh, that looks like a bad
Ugh.
Tinder profile picture.
Because it is a bad Tinder profile. This is the bad dude's Tinder profile picture where he doesn't know how to take pictures, but he wants a cute one with a dog. And the only way he can
Yeah.
get the dog to trust him and be close to him is to lay down on something. That's
Yeah.
what this is. I don't trust men with pictures like that on dating sites. Skeevy as fuck.
All right. So, authorities
Anyways.
say Joe arrived at the house that morning for a pre-arranged sex date
Mm,
with Christine.
mm. Doesn't sound like it.
No.
Catfish.
Yeah.
Who used this
Who
poor
is the
woman?
cat? Yeah, who's the catfish? Who's the catfisher? That's the heart of the situation, right?
Yeah.
It's very tantalizing, right? Like I know these are real people, but it's just
I need to
Yeah,
know.
'cause
literally it sounds like something made up in Hollywood almost. I
Yes,
mean, it's
yes.
crazy. So yeah, authorities say, and this is all about the investigation now. I'm gonna go into a little bit about Joe here and a little bit about the investigation. So authorities say he arrived at the house that morning for a prearranged sex date. And he came there after matching online with a profile portrayed as Christine Banfield on a website for people interested in sexual fetishes. So not just a date. This was like a fetish website.
Yeah.
We're gonna do freaky shit
Yeah,
website.
yes,
Explains
exactly.
the confidence to come with sex toys, you know?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. And I couldn't find hardcore absolute verification, but there was some mention that at least one of the sexual fetishes discussed on this profile was rape fantasies. So
Oh.
So
Yeah.
he probably thought this was all fun and games.
yeah, so
Okay.
it could explain the toys, the knife.
Coming in the dead of morning where everyone's
Yes,
asleep, like
Yes.
probably
Yes.
broke into the house unless it was left open for him, but we'll let you tell us that.
Yeah. So it's starting to make the pieces, even though not quite come together, it kind of is,
Yeah.
you know, it's making it make sense a little more at this point. Now, how we get Julia and Brendan in the house before Christine was even dead, because according to Brendan, he was actively stabbing his wife when he shot him, right? So there's not a big window here, right?
Yeah.
So Julia, when she actually calmed down and spoke to the police, claimed that she saw a man with a bag, I'm assuming the bag of sex toys, enter the home that morning. and she knew he didn't belong. All she knew was, this guy doesn't belong here. This seems sketchy. So, and this is all, hearsay at this point, right? Like,
Mhm.
Christine's
her
not here to
witness
say
testimony.
anything. Joe's not here to say anything. This is Julia's version of events. She saw this man basically walk in the front door with a bag, like a duffel bag, and she's like, sketchy.
You called the cops right then.
Did not. Called Christine's phone
She's
instead, who's in the house. So
I mean, I get it. If he's going upstairs to warn her there's a man in the house, hide or get out now, and I'm going to take the girl and get out and call the cops. Like,
But
I would
I'm
see that.
texting her and calling 911.
Yeah.
Like, you can do that kind of at the same time as each other. Like, that's
Yeah.
what I'm doing.
I could see panicking if you're not used to dealing with
Maybe,
high stress
yeah.
situations and not following that train of thought, especially in the moment. But
For sure.
still,
Doing the best
think-
you can, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at this point, when Julia sees this man enter the house, she has left the house with Valerie, the child. She
child
and the
who was in the
child are
basement?
outside of the house, going to go to a park or somewhere that morning, and she sees a man enter the house, panics, and calls Christine to say, hey, somebody just opened the door and walked in the house. But
You just left the
Christine
house,
did not
though.
answer.
Why didn't you lock the door?
Maybe
And also, like,
they didn't
no.
normally. I don't know.
But no, I want to rewind because this just makes it weirder for me because it's like you see this dude, you're already out of the danger situation with the 4-year-old.
Why would you go back in with the child?
Yeah,
How did she end up in the
call
basement?
her and try to give a message, and then you immediately call the police and be like, "That's weird." Like,
Go to a neighbor's house.
and then you also, yes, still have the child in the park away from the weird duffel bag man. Like,
Yes.
why?
Correct.
Like, that's how does the 4-year-old end up in the basement? Like, there are many
Yes.
questions for me.
There
but
are
it's
so many
like-
questions, and this is where stuff
'cause
just
this-
goes off the rails in my
none
mind.
of it makes sense.
Okay.
Like, even
It
the
goes
straightforward story doesn't make sense.
off the rails.
And again, Valerie is 4. She's
Yes.
got the wherewithal to fucking tell the truth and tattle on you, ma'am, if you're not, if you're lying. Like, what was the thought process here?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Anyways, continue.
Yeah. So Christine does not answer her phone. We don't know why, but she doesn't answer. So Julia calls Brendan's phone and tells him what she saw. Some strange man just entered your house with a duffel bag. Christine's in there. Like, I'm freaking out, basically.
Yeah.
Call the cops.
Yeah.
Yes. Still,
Normally don't endorse that, but like
I get that he's, supposedly nearby enough that he could swing back, but also called 911.
911.
Yeah. Especially because his response to her was, wait outside for me. I'll be right there. I'm coming back. I'll be right there. Wait outside for me.
I will not wait outside for you with this 4-year-old child.
Yes,
I will
exactly.
be
Like,
TFO. And
why would you ask a 20-something-year-old nanny to just wait outside? You don't know what that guy's doing.
Catfisher.
That's what I was just thinking. Yeah, he set it up.
And then, like, wait outside with my 4-year-old daughter. He could be
What
coming back out at any moment.
Maybe he's innocent, and that's gonna, like, in 20 minutes, that's gonna seem like a bitch thing for me to say. But
It
like,
could be he could have been calling the local authorities himself, or he could have been like the fucking usual macho man dude that works in law enforcement and is like, I can take care of this myself.
But like,
Yeah.
Still,
so
I mean, yeah. And again, all we have is like
What are you gonna
Julia's
do?
account. Yeah. All we have is Julia's account. We don't really have the husband Brendan's account for this part of it. He's really kind of like, I got the call and I drove back, like that, and I immediately entered the house when he got there. He just, I don't know what his commute was, but he got there very quickly, entered the house immediately, for some reason, Julia entered with him, obviously with the child, and took the child to the basement instead of leaving her with a neighbor, making sure she was completely outside of, like, why the child ended up in the house in the basement still boggles my mind.
Yeah.
Still the most disturbing part of it for me.
Yeah.
100%. So he quickly returned from work. They entered the house and they claimed they entered the home, walked in the bedroom, and saw Joe with a knife to Christine's neck.
Mm-hmm.
So he was already on top of her, knife to her neck, basically stabbing her in the neck. And Brendan said he shot Joe in the head after he stabbed Christine. Like, the knife was to her neck, and before before Brendan could do anything, Joe started stabbing. And Brendan pulled his service revolver and shot Joe in the head.
Yeah.
But there were 2 shots, one to the head, one to the chest.
So where did the chest come in?
2 shots and 2 guns.
And 2 guns, yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd the second gun come from?
Exactly. Julia said at this point, Brendan told her to retrieve a second gun the couple owned from a safe, and she then shot Joe in the heart.
But
So
why?
He was already shot in the head.
He was in fact shot by both guns, not that one was just happened to be there. Both guns were used. Both guns shot him in a different area of his anatomy. One in the head.
So, but if you already have a revolver and you're already so good at, like, shooting that you got him in the head.
And this is the woman that's supposed to be taking care of your child generally. She had your child earlier. Why would you have her come back in the house, leave her with your kid somewhere safe?
Shoot some guy in the chest when you could do that. Like, if you can. If you have to do it again, like, why does she need?
Yes. So think of the training.
If there were multiple intruders, I could see wanting backup.
Go get a gun just in case.
Yes.
But there was one dude.
Yes.
And again, like,
and they knew there was one
at shooting that you're like, oh, I can confidently shoot him in the head. Like, buddy, you can get him in the chest that close.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm not even that good at, like, shooting, but I know that, like, the chest is a pretty broad target. Like, that one's not hard to hit.
Yeah, it's definitely a much bigger center of mass than the head is. And so me being, people do weird things. People don't think clearly. That's his wife I'm not going to say sitting there, laying there, stabbed in the neck, naked. He can obviously see she's naked. He can see this guy on top of her. Like, his instinct, fine, he shot, and then maybe Julia's confused. She's scared. She's freaking out. He had already run to Christine to see how she's doing and then told Julia to get the second gun because he's busy trying to save Christine's life. Like, I don't know. That's a possibility, right? Like, he's in his mind taken the majority of the threat out. He's more focused on his wife now, but tells Julia, I know there's another gun in the house, go get it just in case. And she uses it to shoot him in the chest and make sure he's dead.
But I think at that point, shoot him in the chest when he's been shot in the head.
And, like, at that point, like, I would.
And she's training to be a nurse. I think she would be able to tell if he was still alive.
Right. Like, I would hand her the gun. Or I would be like, you have nurse training. Can you go check on my?
Yes.
And you're right. Like, this is a terrible situation. Like, it could be that everybody here, like, it's not that weird, and everybody's just, like, panicked to the fucking gills. But, like, I don't know, the logic,
but also catfish killer.
It leads to questions. The logic leads to questions.
Absolutely leads to questions, and it also leads to something that I say about a completely different topic, probably on a weekly basis, of when you're talking statistically, the ability to statistically make the wrong decision about every single thing leads to highly suspect. Highly suspect.
Yeah.
Say this on a daily basis right now.
Yes. Yes. So the fact that every decision that seems to be made in this chain of events is the wrong one, and
Mm-hmm.
putting the wrong person on the wrong job is like
Mm-hmm.
Very
warning bells, warning
suspicious.
bells, warning bells.
Yes.
Very
Yes,
suspicious. I'm
absolutely.
I'm with you now, Amber. I'm leaning more towards he was the one creating this profile of his wife so that
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know why the dude would stab her, though. If he thought that this was some sort of like sex
Yeah.
fantasy thing,
Well,
that piece still doesn't make sense.
it could be gone wrong, like, because I can see him wanting to do it, like, he cheated also and wants, like, absolve himself by, like,
Yeah.
putting her in a position where she's cheated, like, gross. Or he's like, I want a divorce, I need to fake evidence so I can, like, here it is. But
Because
yeah,
you
the,
can't
like,
just
how we
get
get
a
to the
divorce. No, you've got to kill your partner so you don't have to, share money or custody with them? Like,
you do if you have a tiny penis and a tinier clue. Um, so
Oh my
so I can
god.
see maybe like he did it and then maybe it just went wrong. Like maybe they're both in on it and like they stabbed her, right?
yeah, he could be having an affair with the au pair.
Yeah. Some 20 something comes in and you're like, "My wife is a perfect angel, but you know what she's not? 20 and perky." So,
Yeah.
might as well
She's
20
gotta
and
go.
Brazilian and
like
perky.
God.
yes. Oh, but God, it's so I think these are options, but like
Yeah. You
it
guys are
yeah.
you're great sleuths. I love it. I love when you like that's my
Oh,
favorite part of my episodes is I feel like there's a little more leeway to make like guesses
I
and
feel
try to
yeah.
figure it
Yeah.
out, and I love that part of it. I love hearing your guys' theories and like what road you go down and all that.
Mhm,
It's the
mhm.
best.
I always I like to try to solve these like they're
Oh, I do
one of
too.
my
I
mystery novels,
can't
but
just like
like
witness the events
no,
unfolding. Like
no.
I have to have theories in my back pocket.
It's
I have
like
to know.
it's because I've started reading and lately getting back into writing. I'm very focused on cozy mysteries now, and it's such like a weird kind of it seems like an oxymoron on the surface of like, well, how can like a murder mystery be cozy? But it's like there's something actually very satisfying about like putting a pieces of a puzzle together and knowing that like
Mhm.
if you do it well, like somebody gets justice at the end, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's
Yes.
like, and I might, we're obviously sitting here like internet sleuths, like we're not that good or serious at what we're doing, but it's nice knowing, because we don't even know if this has been solved or not yet. Like if somebody's behind bars officially for this or it's case closed yet. So there is, I think, something that just fascinates me about like, but if I can help think about it in a new way and I can help like get it closer to an answer, then somebody at least isn't, a cold case for much longer. And
I
that's all
mean,
kind of always fascinated me.
there are plenty of posts that have been going around the last couple of years of police being like, internet sleuths are ruining things for us because they keep solving shit. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Then do your job better. Like I don't know
Yeah.
what to tell you.
I mean, basically, look at that's how they finally found the Golden State Killer is the
Hmm.
author who wrote the book that like reignited it basically
Hmm.
just started as this. She was just like, there's
mhm,
no way there is no information out there that we can't kind of pick apart and tease it apart and get some new leads from. And that started the whole thing. And then she wrote a book about
Hmm.
it. And
Hmm.
yeah.
they used some of those theories and some of that information to actually find the killer finally. So I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, people I mean, on the one hand, these are actual real people and it is tragic and it is heartbreaking. But on the other hand, like if this is like ever leading to some good or a resolution for a single person or a single
Hmm.
family or
Hmm.
you know a single detective that cannot rest because he never solved this case or she never solved this
Mhm.
case, I feel like it's worth it. It's worth it all.
I mean, that's why the Unsolved Mysteries show got started, was because the host's son died in a violent criminal act,
Hmm.
and they struggled to find who did it, and they just started this series to go over all these other incidents, crimes. It turned into also like hauntings and spooky and cryptids and stuff here and there too, but just anything weird, and most specifically focused on unsolved crimes,
Yeah.
trying to help people get answers and get closure. And anyone out there that had any information was asked to reach out, and they did solve crimes that way.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, if you look at it like, when I do these, I struggle with, I don't typically focus on the killers as much as the victims. Like, to
Mhm.
me, that's important that people know who Christine Banfield and Joe Ryan were. So the reason that this picture is here of Joe Ryan is because there's not a lot of pictures of him. It was really, really, really hard to find a picture of
Yeah.
him because, as you'll find out from here, he's kind of like an afterthought in this whole story. And that's sad to me. Like, this man lost his life as well. You'll find out if he deserved it or not. But he is somebody, and the fact that it's difficult to find out information or images on somebody who, unfortunately was involved in something like this, that kind of sucks. So it's
Yeah.
it's also nice to bring people to the forefront for who they were and not just how their lives ended, if you
Yeah.
can.
Yeah. No, for sure.
So, yeah, where were we? Julia said Brendan told her to retrieve a second gun and she shot Joe in the heart. That's
Mhm.
Yep.
where we're at, guys.
Yeah. This guy was shot in the head and not the heart.
Yeah.
While he
This
was already
picture
dead.
this picture of Joe Ryan was actually taken by his mother. An investigative reporter got in touch with his mother, and this was a recent picture of him, and I forget if it was his dog or her dog. But
Mhm.
it's just like a quick on her phone picture she took at some get together they had, and
I mean,
that's the
nice
one
that
she
he
gave.
was with his mom. I'm still a little skeeved that he was on the website and, didn't, in my personal opinion, you should do more research on the people that you act out your fantasies with before you act them out.
I think,
Have in-person meetings before to,
yeah.
at least understand, okay, this is definitely the person, especially nowadays. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
there's been many a case like this, and there's been many a fucking TV show like this, where there's an episode of NCIS where someone was catfished into a rape fantasy type of deal.
Mhm.
And then they arrested the guy, and the guy brought up like all of these website discussions and everything, and they had to let him, like, this stuff happens now. These are things that you
Yeah.
need to be more careful about.
Yeah.
And
But like I think
that may be the gist of this entire story, what you just said, Joe.
and like that's the thing too, is I was gonna say, like, for him, like, we don't know, like, having the knife is weird, like, if he has like a
Yeah.
real knife during this fantasy play, it's weird. I do not, like, first of all, throwing that out there, I don't think there is any problems with, like, trying to meet people
Fetishes.
who
Yeah.
are into your fetish, like, right,
To
find the
each their
people you vibe
own, so
with.
long as you're consenting adults.
And
Yep.
like that might be a weird gray area for this, is like if you got truly catfish, depending on how much they in theory like talked back and forth, like what was said, because like this is gonna be way way off base. It's gonna seem like it, but there was a discussion we had in a it's a case back when I was in school for anthropology, and it was, I think, in Germany. Two people met on a fetish website because they were both into consensual cannibalism.
Oh, yeah, I've
And
heard of that
Mm.
case.
they
Yeah.
met up and like performed cannibalism together, and it was like nobody could figure out if they should try them. Like it's brought up today as like a case of like what to do. So it's like one of those things where, and they probably met a few times beforehand. That's a smart thing to do. So the PSA here
Yeah.
is not, I'm not talking about like going extreme with anybody. The PSA here is definitely meet someone in person before you meet someone in private. Always. 10 times out of 10.
Yep.
Whenever you can help it, do that. Confirm that you're on the same page before you do
Before you
anything
show up at
behind
their
closed
house
doors.
at 7:30 in the morning and just waltz on in with a bag of sex toys.
But again, like, and that's know your literacy, especially in the age of AI. And this is, I think, a little bit pre-AI, so I don't think we're looking there. But especially in the age of AI, like, you can fake video
Catfishing was still a
calls.
thing.
But
Video
but
calls were
it's
still a
I'm
thing.
saying, well, what I'm saying is with AI, you can fake FaceTime. You can fake a lot more.
That's fair.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like it could
It's
be
still
a
hard to do and
it could be
still
a problem of
easy to
literacy
usually
though.
spot, but
Like we
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. It's a problem of like yes, he should not have showed up. Like yes, he probably should have had a lot. Like assuming I'm gonna go out on a wild limb and assume this guy might be guilty of a misunderstanding. And they could be very possible that there's these long conversations describing, I want you to walk in my door. No, I never want to meet you in person beforehand. And actually, I'm really into knife play too. Like I want it to be as real as possible. Like this all could have, happened. And like, obviously, still terrible. Not defending if things got out of hand. Not defending like, you know, or excusing culpability if you didn't take the proper steps to like be careful, but it makes it just like weird. It makes it just very weird because it's
yeah.
like you 100% should have just meet people in person first, guys. Like
Yeah.
just meet in a public
Seriously.
space first. No,
Like,
nobody like it'll save you from like potentially becoming a murderer or like getting shot in the head,
yeah.
And
Yeah.
or
Like,
public
stabbed.
space means public space,
yeah.
not
Public.
Yeah.
something I'm guilty of, and I know I shouldn't have, but I was young and dumb. Like, don't meet in a park in the middle of the night as your public
No,
space. Nobody
Bay.
else is
No.
there, you
No.
know?
No.
Find a nice, well-lit Starbucks and like
Yeah.
get a pumpkin spice and just talk, just lay it all out.
Yep.
Like but
Yep.
face to face. Like cuz again, especially with the rise of AI, like you can't trust
You
anything
cannot be
that
too
happens
safe.
online.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
cannot.
100%.
So yeah, who knows? And who knows if this guy was like I'm throwing out these PSAs for like he could be a normal dude who was just into some weird shit that like went out of hand. Or he could be a dirtbag, and I don't know that yet. So
I'm a judgy bitch. I'm still leaning kind of skeevy, but you know.
Oh my gosh. All right.
That's from the
Well,
point of view of a single woman who, if I were on sites like that, that's not an image of a person I would immediately be like, oh yeah, you're definitely trustworthy.
yeah.
mhm.
It's just
Yeah,
not the best. Granted, it wasn't his picture on the website as far as we know. So
yeah.
who
Yeah.
knows? Anywho.
All right. So I'm going to let you guys off the hook pretty rapidly. We're going to have some
Okay,
pretty
wind me up.
rapid information coming. I'm just going to cover the entire investigation because it all kind of came together pretty quickly at that point.
All right.
So while they're investigating still just what happened, why is there a naked woman in her bedroom stabbed? Why is this guy shot twice? Let's
Mhm.
verify everybody's story. Let's figure out everything that happened. Pretty much immediately when they were circling back to re-interview Brendan and Julia, they uncover evidence that they were having an affair. The husband
Fucking
and the
knew it.
nanny. Imagine that.
God
Oh
damn it.
wow. And like
Imagine that.
Such a cliche.
you can't just get a separation like a normal human
Yeah.
being,
No.
right? Like you
No.
have to murder your spouse.
Well, I mean, when you're sleeping with the nanny who's the built-in next mom, why do you
Mhm,
want to share custody, right? Like,
mhm.
and
Still
again, I'm
so
going to
bad.
say this is all allegedly, guys,
Yes.
okay?
Okay.
This is allegedly.
Okay.
What leads them to believe there was an affair is text messages exchanged between Julia and Brendan. Even though they both replaced their cell phones in the months before the murders. So out of nowhere, both of them miraculously had to replace their cell phones.
Mm.
So all history before a month or two before the murders is lost. All chat history, I should say.
Coincidentally, like the
They
months
were
wherein they could have been planning a murder.
Yes.
trying to cover their tracks and
Yeah.
still did not fully work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they did uncover some text messages, also photos of a trip to New York with the two of them, looking very lovey-dovey and affectionate, and
So
no
cool.
Christine in sight.
So cool.
And I'm going to let you guys go to picture number 4 for this one. When the police went to the house to investigate
wife.
and question them, they found Julia's lingerie in the master bedroom, along with pictures of Julia and Brendan on Christine's nightstand. This is her nightstand in her bedroom.
Oh my God.
Pictures of them while the murder was still being actively investigated.
Wow. So that's a quick turnaround. Like that's
Seriously.
That is like not even like
Ugh.
And that's not
Yeah.
even we hooked up in like the grief of things and it just catalyst into this relationship. No, those that there are pictures now,
Yeah.
my guy,
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
just the
those pictures.
two of you.
And also, like, I don't know that you bring lingerie to a spontaneous grief hookup, right?
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
would
you
be
just happen-
planned, right? None of this
Yeah.
would have been thought through in theory.
Yeah.
moved into her bed space. That's not.
Oh, that's so gross.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Like that bed's not even cold
And like
yet.
during
Like,
the
come on.
investigation, like they didn't even replace the bed. Like that's
Where she
bad.
was stabbed.
Yeah.
That's bad.
And now
That's bad.
looking like you fucking stabbed her. So that's even fucking worse.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So that's just on the home front, guys. There's actually some other evidence.
Oh boy.
All right.
So there is video recordings of Brendan and Julia visiting a firing range 2 months before the killings. So we know Brendan had a service firearm.
Yeah.
But Julia's from Brazil. I'm just going to say odds are she's a young girl. She didn't have a lot of firearms training, big history of toting guns around. But she had to make a chest shot. So we take her to the firing range within 2 months before the killing and teach her how to aim at a target.
Because that's not suspicious after she's been living in your house for.
They're so good at this. Like they're
No.
so good at
God.
planning crimes and covering them up. That's
And the firing range that had that video is the same place that Brendan went back to purchase the second gun that was found at the murder scene. So
Cool.
it was a very new gun. It's not one that's
Yeah.
been in the house for years.
Yeah.
Very new gun, purchased at the gun shop where they were practicing
So
shooting.
definitely a gun that they would have had on hand to rent out to practice with specifically is usually what that means at a gun shop. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Like
She
she
picked
liked
the one
that
that she
gun.
liked.
She was comfortable with it. Let me have it. Yeah.
Oh, cool. I will buy that for you.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Also, coincidentally, the window, this is another claim that Julia made. I don't know that they have receipts to back it up, but Julia claims that all of the windows in the house were replaced the month prior to the murder with soundproof windows. So the old windows in the house were thin and you could hear lots of noises through them. And the month before the killing, they were replaced with some sort of, I'm thinking double or triple paned, more soundproof windows at a great cost, according to Julia.
Well, replacing windows in general is costly, especially for a 2-story house that also likely has at least a couple of basement windows.
Yes.
Like nope.
Yeah.
Cool. So
did
we're
not
looking
cover your
very not
tracks.
guilty, right?
Yeah.
We're looking.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the stance we're taking here, right? Is that these two are 100% innocent. No problems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So on to the forensics. There's only a couple points, but these were pretty recent. And as I said, this, I gave you that date, which was 2023. The murders actually happened. So very recent,
Wow.
but very recent analysis, or I should say the result of the analysis. The analysis was not recent. It was very time consuming, epic proportions of analysis by forensic specialists. But what they found, or what in their expert opinion is the case, is that the forensic investigators say the bodies were moved, specifically repositioned after death.
That's fucking rough. So they
Yep.
did stab her. They shot him and they called him over, catfished him, called him over, shot him, stabbed her, and made it look like a meetup gone wrong. Is like that's. I mean,
Jeez.
granted, allegedly, right? Where I'm
Yeah.
assuming if you said allegedly, that means that we have not
No verdict
definitively
is
locked
reached.
anybody up yet. But that is get fucked, frankly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these were, I have to say, not just forensic investigators, they are blood spatter experts. This is who gave their opinions, is forensic blood spatter experts. So bodies were moved and repositioned. And in particular, Ryan's arms were moved and smeared with Christine's blood. So we did not have cast off spatter as
From
much as we had blood
Smears.
physically put on to his extremities.
Jesus.
And that was a pretty recent opinion.
Yeah.
And they probably thought, again, allegedly, they probably thought they were so smart.
Oh,
Yeah.
we'll just put some blood on him. Yeah.
Yeah. And I want to reiterate, we're talking neck injuries. So yeah,
Those arteries
that's
spurned.
very,
That's
I
a
was going to say, that's
lot
very
of
close to
spray.
your heart. So for people of, horror movie fans, like, you think it's
Geysers.
going to happen a certain way, but it's a very different blood pattern. It comes in spurts. It has a very particular way it lands on you if you're moving versus if you're still. Like, it's actually very scientifically easy to prove blood that lands on somebody after the fact versus in an active situation.
Yeah.
And so they're confident in these opinions. They're very confident in them. Which leads us to the theory of the police and the prosecutors of the allegation is that they're of the belief that Brendan completed a profile on a bondage website called Fet Life, F-E-T like fetish, life.com, and began communicating with Ryan. Again, his cell phone was disposed of, so we don't have the history, or I would say the whole history, but we don't have really any history prior to this. But it's believed that he cultivated, this was not a quick, like, the next day show up. This was a cultivated conversation with a profile. Police believe he used, images of Christine, set up an entire profile. Catfishing takes time. Christine's beautiful, but the first person you try to interact with isn't necessarily going to mesh and work. And this is something that theoretically, allegedly has a lot of back and forth until you to hook the right person.
Yes.
It's called catfishing for a reason, okay? And then once Brendan believes he hooked the right person and had the right guy lined up, and the guy thought he was doing the right thing and verifying, especially when the rape fantasy came into play, that
Mhm.
this was a willing participant,
Mhm.
he had Julia make all the phone calls with
Oh
the
God.
gentleman.
I said.
Oh.
Oh,
So
it
no
was fucking
in-person prior
Meet in
meetups,
person.
but this
yes.
guy thought that he
He
was
like at
doing
least on the
his due
phone.
diligence.
Yes, like
Yes.
honestly, that is a good. I mean, always this is why you meet in person in a public space, right? This is why
Yes.
you do that. Rule
Yes.
number one: meet in person in a public space. It sucks because it's like he's you know saying, well, you
He
could have
tried.
taken more precautions does not mean like you were at fault, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like if you're having phone calls, you're trying, you're wanting to go through, oh, these fucking scumbags.
And again, like
I
I
know it's
know,
alleged. They're
yes.
alleged scumbags.
Yeah.
Um, I'm just really hoping that in a court case, because I'm sure the app has records of their conversations. I'm sure the website, even though they ditched their phones, like his phone probably has records of conversations.
I
Like the
mean,
app probably has record of conversations.
I believe
yeah.
that that's probably where they're getting their theory and pretty confident in it.
Hmm.
Ditching
And I
your
will
phones
say,
doesn't necessarily mean ditching your data.
You can't
yeah,
like in the year 2020 plus, like I'm sorry, boo, you're not ditching data.
yeah,
Like that lives with
there
you
is no
forever.
erasing anything that you've put out there. Like somebody will find it somehow, absolutely.
He works for the
Um,
IRS. You should know how a paper trail works.
yeah, yeah,
Should.
Glad he
yeah.
doesn't. I'm glad he's
He doesn't
stupid.
sound that smart.
And
Yeah.
I mean, well, when you're blinded by your tiny penis,
And your
Lust,
tinier ego.
sex,
Yeah.
people
tiny
do
ego.
really, really, really stupid things. And even really smart people do really, really stupid things sometimes.
True.
Um, but I will say my take on this, and it could be totally off base. I could be totally wrong, but the viewers at home obviously can't see the pictures we're looking at, but we've all commented on how beautiful and just radiant Christine is. My guess is this guy was overwhelmed and didn't want to push it. Like
Yeah.
he didn't
Mhm.
want it to not be true, right? Like
Yeah.
he did
Yeah.
do what he thought was his due diligence, but also he was afraid for it to not be true because look at her. She's stunning and she wants him. Like she wants
Yeah.
to do this with him.
And
She
and the
chose
fact
him
that
like
he doesn't have a lot of photos, and
yeah.
the one photo he has is like a very kind of not it's not a flattering picture, frankly, that
Yeah.
his mom took. But it's
He's
like probably very self-conscious.
Yeah.
it's either
Probably
very
like
self-conscious or hiding. And hiding could be because of the self-conscious, hiding could be because of other things, but again, regardless of my personal thoughts from his picture and just the vibe I get from him of being a
yeah.
little skeevy, you still don't deserve to die for
No.
trying to act out your fantasies with consenting adults. But
Yes,
again, in
with
this
what you
case,
perceive to be
she wasn't
a fully
consenting,
consenting adult.
Yeah.
which again is also just still even more fucking weird of like they have to have done like a tox screen on her. I am
Mhm.
assuming that she was probably drugged by this point.
Well,
Like,
either that or like, I mean, I know in a lot of like kink culture, it's like if you set up the fantasy, it might be like part of the fantasy might have been like, this is our safe word. And until I say this thing, which if you're the husband, you're going to pick something ridiculous so that if she's not going to say it. And up
true.
until I'm at that point, like it's all fine. I'm just pretending. Right? So it's like and like that's we don't know. We don't know what happened. We don't know what the exact interaction was like. We don't know how far it went, how much he pushed. Like there could have been lines where that were still stepped over. Even if it looks on the outside like he was trying his best, or that they thought they were like he thought that they were consenting. But like that like makes us so just so effing skeevy because like he preyed upon two people. like very actively preyed upon two people and put them in a
Mhm.
situation where it's like, I mean,
And still
just
had your fucking
horrible
kid
violence.
in the house,
Yeah.
in the basement.
Yeah. Yeah, like, and like, so for what? Right? Like I can't suffer a divorce for my image or like lose custody of my
Yeah.
kid, but like I'm fine shoving her in the basement and letting her know that her mother's dead? Like
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
Just wild. All right, I'm
People
sorry.
are awful.
Yeah.
The police theory.
So I'm going to let y'all flip to the next picture.
Oh, thank God. Are
Mugshots.
these mud shots?
Yes.
Oh, she
Yes.
looks so sad. I'm so
Yeah.
happy
How
about
could I be
that.
caught? I'm so pretty.
Oh, she's like
Yeah.
pouting. She's pouting like a
She
child.
is.
So
And
let me
he's
give
got
you
dead
some
eyes.
timelines here. October 13th, 2023. So that same year, later on in the year, this happened in February. By
Mhm.
October, Julia was arrested and charged with the second-degree murder of Ryan. So they're like, honestly, as crazy as it sounds, the shot to the head did not kill him.
Holy
Jeez.
F.
It was the shot to the chest that killed him. And so
Wow.
Julia admitted she's the one who shot that gun to his chest. So she was arrested for the second degree murder, or the not planned murder of Joe Ryan.
Mhm.
Um, that's October 13th of 2023. Then in the interim, the forensic information came back, and on September 16th, 2024, Brendan was indicted for the murder of both Christine and Joe.
Wow.
Um, because the gunshot to the head didn't kill Joe, it obviously would have, most likely.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Um, but the catfish aspect, Joe would never have been there if he had not been catfished
Mhm.
and been murdered.
Mhm.
So he was indicted for the murder of both Christine and Joe on September 16th last year. So we're talking a little over a year ago. They finally
Wow.
indicted him.
Wow.
Jeez.
Wow. Wow.
On October 29th of that same year, so we're not even talking a year ago now, October 29th, right away, things fell apart. I mean, they're so in love, but
Mhm.
everybody's neck is their own when it comes down to it.
Yeah. As soon as you
Yep.
commit murder together, you really turn each
Yeah.
other in.
Julia flat out pleads guilty to manslaughter. She got to plead to manslaughter,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
agrees to testify fully against Brendan.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, it definitely seems she was very young. She was from a whole other country. She's having this affair with a married man. I feel like she can make a case of being bullied or not fully comprehending or
Mhm.
just being in over her head and getting involved in this whole scheme and him being the ringleader of everything, you
Yeah, a
know?
very like I mean, clearly that's why they decided to give her a plea deal, right? Is they, whatever lawyers clearly thought like she can probably make a case for, which does not accuse you, like you if you're still a willing participant, you're still a willing participant, like you're
yeah,
still a piece of
Yeah.
shit. You don't get to commit murder. Sorry about it.
yeah.
Um, so
Jeez.
So, yeah,
Again, if you don't want to be with your partner anymore,
just
get the
divorce them.
separation,
just
get the
leave
divorce.
them.
It's not worth
It's
going to
literally
jail.
not even that hard to do
I
anymore,
know,
guys.
I
Like, just
know.
do that.
You will get caught. At this point in time, it's so much less painful than getting caught.
Yeah. And,
Like,
like, literally for what?
There
Right?
yeah,
is
Like, it's like,
yeah,
no such thing as a perfect murder anymore with how much technology there is and how much
no,
little
mhm.
control we have over what technology there is. Like,
yeah. I mean, I think this one comes down to ego over anything else, of just
Mhm.
thinking that
narcissist.
are that smart and you're that
Mhm.
good, and you know you've
Mhm.
been fooling your wife for this long, surely you can fool the authorities. And like
Yeah.
in my mind, allegedly, let's keep saying allegedly.
Big
um
asterisks.
yeah, so the trial has not started yet. We are not at that point.
We don't know about a conviction yet.
The full story that we have gotten from Julia thus far is why she's getting a manslaughter charge. Is she is, according to her side, fully cooperating. And her story, aside from, you know, Brendan starting that profile and catfishing, finding the right guy, all
Mhm.
of that is Brendan had, and this part of it is verified. Multiple women have come forward to say they've had affairs with Brendan before he even had his affair with the nanny,
So
Julia.
precious.
So it
Yeah.
is, part and parcel. That is part of his personality. He gets to go out there and have affairs and still have
Why would
this
you,
amazing wife and
honey?
mother at home.
Yeah.
Why would
It's,
you want to continue being with this
yeah,
man? And again, love and lust make people do stupid things, even the smartest people. But at the same time, somewhere in your brain, at some point, some red flag has to go off of like, he does this with
Mhm.
other women.
Mhm.
He gets away with it probably because his wife's a fucking angel and works with children and has this high level job to do wonderful work. And why would you want to be with this man who not only has had affairs with other women on his wife, but if you become the wife, he's going to do it to you, but also he's trying to kill his current wife. The
Yeah.
red
yeah,
flags everywhere, man. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
I would
yeah,
be concerned about being next when
yeah.
this conversation starts.
Yeah, but how
I'd get
many
out of
women are
there.
like, I can fix him.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's different with
Oh no,
me.
she's just evil. I'm
Yeah,
gonna be good for him. It's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
ugh.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
so evil. She worked with children,
yeah, right.
sick
Put her
Mhm.
life on the line for
children.
COVID
Mhm.
sufferers. Yeah,
Mhm.
just, yeah, I don't even want to. But yeah, so according to Julia, not very early on in their affair, because Julia was hired in 2021, Christine was murdered by 2023, right?
Mhm.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, this is not a super long affair. It's not like it's like,
Yeah.
20 years or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But relatively early-ish on, um, Brendan would start commenting on how he didn't want to be with Christine anymore, how he was ready to move on. So kind of laying these seeds, according to
Yes.
Julia, of like, wouldn't life be better without her? Look how much the baby already loves you, blah 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 blah. Like
Mhm.
that was his take. And so by the time, allegedly, that Brendan created this profile on fetlife.com, he had a fully fledged plan of how
God.
to accomplish his life without Christine. And theoretically, um, Joe Ryan was completely innocent. He was not at all complicit in any of this. He had no idea that Christine did not know what was going on. He showed up that day expecting a willing partner. Christine was shocked, terrified, not knowing what was happening.
Mhm.
We don't know if Joe showed up with a knife or if it was brought into the house with Brendan and Julia. We don't know that he showed up with anything but the bag of sex toys. We don't even know if he
Mhm.
showed up with the bag of sex toys. Him with the bag is Julia's account, not
Yeah.
That's fair.
anybody
Yeah.
else's, right? So but we do know he showed up there thinking he had a willing partner, that Christine was probably terrified, shocked, like, what is going on? Heart-wrenchingly, her husband comes crashing through the door and she probably thinks she's being rescued. He gets shot. Joe Ryan gets shot. She still thinks she's being rescued. And the ongoing theory is that after Joe Ryan was incapacitated, Brendan proceeded to stab his wife to death at the very moment she thought she was being saved.
God.
And that is why Julia had to finish off Joe Ryan, because Brendan was busy ensuring that Christine was dead, which she wasn't yet and that also feeds into why were there several hangups and then a full 13-minute gap between that final 911 call when they perhaps thought it was safe to finally have emergency people come to the house
Because
because
they can't have her saying anything.
and
They need to
Christine
be
was
after
too
her
far
she
gone
is.
to save as a
Yeah.
nursing student, which is probably something that you would know.
Yeah. That's so fucked.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, hopefully by the time we hit happy hour, this man's rotting in prison
Yeah.
forever,
Yeah.
allegedly or not.
Yeah.
Because that's just like, I'll never understand. It's like such a, because it's a common thing, right? And it's always like, most of the time it's men. Most of the time it's ego and hubris, where it's like, no, I can't divorce my wife because then I have to give her things. I have to
Yeah.
give her things, right?
Yeah.
Like I have to give her half of our house, half of the time with my child. And like, I can't let go of anything. I just need to take and take and take. Because that's
Yeah.
the only way I'll ever be happy. And it's like, I don't know. If you're that sick, like, don't marry anyone. Don't be with anyone. Like, go
Yeah.
live by yourself forever because that's what you deserve. Because it's just F it. Like, you're having an affair, get a divorce, dude. Just get the fucking divorce.
Yeah.
Seriously. And I don't like the aspect of them preying on another person
Yeah.
to try and create a scapegoat.
Yeah, like
yeah,
it's bad
100.
enough that you're
And
going to do this. You went and found, like, just because this guy has a kink he wants to, or a fetish that he wants to explore, for all we know, this is the first time he's ever done anything like this.
Yeah.
Or the
even if
100th
it's
time. Who
even if
knows?
it's 100th, who cares? Like,
Yeah, like,
but that's the thing too, is like, that makes it feel so calculated because most people, like, that's what he's probably banking on, is public opinion, is like, this guy is a dirtbag. He's on a
yep,
fetish website. This guy is a dirtbag, which is like beyond, like, that is completely
Yeah.
preying on somebody, because you're preying on them. Like, no, you're essentially like, oh, perfect, somebody no one will miss.
yeah,
Is what that to me seems like that would be like the logic behind that, right?
yeah,
Which is
Yeah.
just
And like,
horrible.
not to say that people on those sites wouldn't be people that take advantage of others, because there's definitely some of them on there. But again, that
There
goes
are
back
people like that on
into
Tinder. Like, it's
there's
it's
Yeah.
people like
not,
that
they're not
everywhere.
bad
They're at the grocery
because of
store,
their
they're
being
at
on
bars,
there.
they're on
yeah,
Tinder, they're on
Yeah.
these types of sites.
Yeah.
Like, they're everywhere. And that's why you need to, again, PSA, meet in a public place. I
yep,
don't care if the fetish is about not knowing, like, if your fetish is about not knowing each other, then just understand that your fetish probably is never going to be fully fulfilled. Okay? Because
Yeah.
that's not safe. It's just not.
Mhm.
There's
Mhm.
no way to fully know everything there is about somebody without meeting them in person at this point to know who you're actually dealing with.
Yes.
Because you can get all sorts of details, all sorts of pictures, all sorts of information, and none of it be true.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
yep,
meet in
Face to
person
face.
in a public place.
You need the face to face, and like, even the face to face vibe check fails sometimes, but it's
Yeah.
at least like, at least
Oh,
it's a good step to take. Just
Yeah.
like, save yourself a
Yeah.
little trouble.
I have so many face to face with people that I'm just, again, just even like in the grocery store, someone seeming to be nice, of like, oh, excuse me, let me pass by. And I just immediately get a weird vibe from them because they're
Mhm.
a little too close with their hands to me as they're trying to get by in an aisle that's very wide, by the way. Like, this happened to me recently. I'm still a little peeved about it, but
Mhm.
just automatically is like, you get vibes. You need to
Yeah.
listen to your gut.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
what
your gut is there for a
we
reason.
did for centuries, millions of years
Yep.
as human
Yeah.
beings. We lived sort of off of that gut feeling, because you may not directly see something, You may not directly hear something, but indirectly something in your senses clicked and said, I'm in a bad situation, or I'm in a bad spot, or this is a bad person or a bad thing, and I need to get away. Listen to it.
Please.
Do in-person
please.
meetups.
Everybody listen to, especially, and obviously, we're talking about Joe Ryan and how this affected him, and it's very unfortunate that he lost his life. But I'm just going to put this out there because growing up as a girl when I grew up, and it was still very much little girls are seen and not heard mentality when I was growing up. Please, 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 as a young woman, do not listen to that ingrained bullshit of girls are supposed to be nice. Girls are supposed to worry about other people's feelings and how they're perceived. And fuck that. Listen
Seriously.
to your gut. Listen to your gut.
There's
What's the worst
so
that can
many-
happen? Somebody who you will never see again thinks you're a bitch? Oh,
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Because
I can
there's
live
so
with
many
that.
of those stories of like, I was just trying to help this guy with his box, or again, them luring little kids in with lost puppies or something.
Yeah.
Like, who was it? Not Jeffrey Dahmer. It was another one that like pretended to be injured to get women into his car.
Ted
Ted
Bundy.
Bundy. That's the one. Yeah. Like tons of stories of people doing that. They will take advantage. They will try and seem pitiful. Don't fucking do it, especially without other witnesses there and other people that you trust to help. It sounds mean, it really does, but there are other ways to get those people help if actually needed.
Yeah, no, never put yourself in a situation that makes you uncomfortable. Like if your spidey senses are tingling, get the fuck out of there. As quickly as possible. And worry about whether or not you are a mean person the next day when you're still alive.
Yeah, when you're still alive and breathing.
Yes, when you're still alive, you can and you're calmed down, you can think about like, could I have been nicer?
Yeah.
Maybe, but could it have saved your life to be a bitch? Also, maybe.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Go with your gut.
Be a living
in-person
bitch
meetups in public places.
Yes, public. Capital P, public.
Yes.
Yeah. Places
well lit.
know there are going to be people. Not like there's this one bench on the sidewalk that I really like in this town, and oh, look at that. There's nobody fucking here.
No.
Public spaces with people where you know there should be people. Coffee shops.
At daytime. Always at daytime.
Daytime. If it's at nighttime and it's a bar, also be very safe there. Buy yourself one of those little like covers for your cups. And if the dude is an asshole about you having it, red flag, walk away.
Probably not.
Peace out.
Yeah. They have nail polish now. I think there's
they do.
That you can dip your
straws.
Yeah.
Keep yourself safe. Nail polish looks good on men and women. Good on everybody.
100%.
Yeah. Men can also get drugged.
Yep.
They
can
also
very
get taken
much.
advantage of.
Yep.
So yeah. Well, congratulations, Amy. I hate this story.
I know.
I was going to.
I know.
saw that like second picture, but like the second picture, I was like, oh, I love her. Oh, I hate this.
Yes, this is not going in the direction I want it to.
Certainly F. There's no way this can end well in a way that I will like. Just tragic. Tragic.
Yeah, just pretty much all around tragic. So, yeah, I mean, as Amber said, hopefully we'll have more by the happy hour and keep y'all posted. If not, maybe later in the season if something pops up. We'll have a little update, but yeah, as of now, TBD on this one.
Wow. Well, I hope Christine gets justice. I hope Joe
Me
Ryan
too.
gets justice, and I hope that Valerie gets all of the therapy she undoubtedly needs.
Yes.
All of the therapy. I hope she's in a great living situation with people who love her and her very kind and understanding.
Yes. I will say as a side note, they had considered putting Valerie on the stand because she was there that day. And I believe the police, I'm going to say interrogated, but she's a child. They didn't interrogate her. They questioned her. They asked her some questions. And ultimately, as of right now, have decided that is just, they have what they need from Julia. There is no need to traumatize Valerie further and do that to her, and they will not be involving her in the trial of her own father murdering her own mother.
Good.
So
Yeah, that's good.
the only possible good takeaway from this entire situation.
Yeah.
Poor baby.
Well,
Yeah. So,
bummer.
yeah, once again, I'm Amy.
I'm Amber.
And I'm Joe.
And this has been Murderous, Mysterious, and Macabre. If you like this episode, please leave a rating and review and consider sharing our podcast with your friends. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like our video and subscribe to our channel. And if you do like what we do, please buy us a coffee, found in the link below.
And now we go cry.
Now we go cry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe donate to a children's charity. I think
Yeah,
that's too
this
much
one was
later.
rough
good,
for
yeah.
me. Y'all investigating this one was rough for me. I was like, I fell in love with her instantly. Instantly.
Mhm.
Instantly. It was rough.
And you still did this to us.
Yeah. Yeah. And you guys caught on right away. You just didn't want to believe it. You didn't, it's like you were doing mental gymnastics to make it not the possible outcome, which was also
that
heartbreaking.
would suck for her.
Yeah.
Like that was it. It's like that would be the most tragic for her.
Yeah.
Is like for it to have been her own husband.
Yeah.
So of course it was.
And I gotta say that, like, Julia account at the very end that I gave you guys, like, I was literally like feeling myself in her shoes of like, you're in this situation, you're alone, you're in your home, this stranger comes in, he is like going to violate you, he's going to attack you, you see your husband come bursting through the door and think like the fucking roller
your worst
coaster
fears are
Yeah.
over. And then of course, because again, like, because I remember saying it at the beginning, like a stabbing in the neck to me means that you were on top of someone. So
Yeah.
you start thinking it's him, but in reality, it was probably her husband, like coming in, like comforting her, comforting her, so he can get up close. And that's just like, I mean,
it was
just
heartbreaking.
Like, that to me has got to be the worst way to die. It doesn't matter like what the actual cause of death is, but like
that
dying
betrayal.
in that level of pure betrayal and terror.
Yeah.
Like, is
and
just horrible.
First and foremost, she is a mother. She, by all accounts, adored her daughter.
Yes.
If she sees both of them in the room with her, there is no point before she died that she wasn't thinking, where is my child?
What happened to her?
Yeah. There's no point that didn't occur to her.
Yeah.
That's horrible. Horrible.
And that's just horrifying. So
yeah. So yeah, this one was rough. It was depressing. Sorry, guys.
And now we cry.
Yeah.
Now we
yeah,
cry.
like today wasn't bad enough for Joe. Now she's just
Oh, well.
And now we cry. All right. I need a stiff drink. And then
Yeah,
we
it's
need to
super late for you guys. I'm sorry.
Unplug my brain for a bit,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Gotta go look at